Hello, my name is Glennis, and welcome to Crochet by Glennis. Please follow me on Facebook at Crochet by Glennis, or you can shop at my store at crochetbyglennis.myshopify.com. Hi everybody, and welcome back. As you can see that we're trying to make improvements on our presentation. I want to take this opportunity to go over something that we have probably gone over before, and that was last week. Last week we went over treble crochet and how to make granny squares using treble crochet. However, I don't think the presentation could have been easily understood, so for my first launch of doing this style of videos, we are going to go over it again. Crochet starts out with basically making a slip knot. This is how you make a slip knot. Number one, you're going to make a slip knot by making a loop. Then you're going to catch the yarn through the loop. Then what you will do is pull the loop through, creating your slip knot, which I will demonstrate later. After completing your slip knot, you will make chains, or a chain in particular, which I will demonstrate a little bit later on. In order to make your chain, you have to yarn over and pull through. The first step to accomplishing our treble crochet is a lot like what we had to do in order to make our double crochet. With the hoop on the end, we will yarn over, creating the first line. To create the second line, we will yarn over again. This would leave us with 3 lines on the hook before we pull through. At this point, with the hook facing us, we are going to do what we do whenever we are making a crochet. Except for when we pull through, we have gone from having 3 on the hook to now having 2. And at the end, this is the end result. Notice there are 2 bars instead of 1. Okay, now it's time to practice. Now, remember the rules. 1, use the yarn you paid the least for. If it's a new technique, practice often before using that new technique. Trust me, this will pay off in the long run. Okay, now that we have gone through the what we are doing, and that is making a treble crochet, and we even gone through our rules as to what type of materials that we're going to use. Let's go over a little bit more what I'm going to be using today. If you're familiar with my other videos, then you're familiar with my Void 5mm, which is a H hook. A commonly used hook, especially for a lot of beginners. And I will, according to my rules, use a bit of yarn that I paid the least for. Now, this again, this is the same yarn I've used on previous videos and stuff. And since we are basically practicing, I'll basically use it till it's all gone. There's no project that's really committed to other than practice and we need material. We need the material that we paid the least amount for, or we can afford to give away in order to accomplish this. So we are not using anything expensive. Uh, Therefore, our mistakes kind of hurt. So, all right. So we're here. Here, let me make sure this stays straight for us. There we go. Point it down just a little bit. That's good. Okay. So, all right. So now, whenever you are, make sure you're pulling from the right end on your yarn because you want to do this as comfortable as possible. So here you go. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to make my slip knot. And per I know we showed our diagram, and everybody's different. Everybody is super different, so you can see like 12 videos and 12 different ways on how to do this. But the way I like to do it is like follows. I like to go a couple times around my thumb, hold it, therefore like that. Um, well, probably not like that. But, okay. I gotta take the first one, and then take the second one, pull it over, and then pull it over again, like so. All right. And that is how I make my slip knot. And don't feel too concerned with where your pull string is at the moment, because what we're going to use is we're going to use the free end and not the short end, not the short end, but the free end. So here you go. Whenever I practice, I would usually practice on a row of 40. So let's make that happen. Now, in order to make chains, um, you might want to watch me a little bit carefully. Now, my diagram might describe something a little bit different, but this is how I chain. I chain yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and this is how I chain. All right. So now that we have made our base according to what I use here, now let's get into our pattern. So in order to make our treble crochet, we're going to do the following things. Okay, so remember when we crochet, we would just pass through a chain, yarn over, pull through, and yarn over, pull through. Or if we were to do a double crochet, we would yarn over first before we pass through a chain, and then we would yarn over, and then we would pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through for a number of two. If you can see that difference, what we're going to do in order to make our treble crochet is we're going to yarn over twice, according to our diagram. Now, according to our diagram, you have the hoop that's on the end where my finger is, and then you have the other piece of the yarn, which is in front of my finger right now, and then you have the end. So basically, depending on how many times you wrap your hook around, that's how many crochet. That's what your posts are going to turn out to look like. And this is a treble. So I'm going to crochet. I'm going to pull through two, and I have three left. I'm going to crochet again, pull through, right? And now I'm at two, and then I'm going to pull through the last two, making three, right? Now let's do that again. I'm going to make sure you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to yarn over, yarn over again, and then I'm going to find the next crochet. I'm going to find the next chain and yarn over. I don't know if you can observe my yarn over, because right when I pass through, that's when I yarn over, and then I pull through, right? Then I'm going to yarn over again. I'm going to pull through two. I'm going to yarn over again. I'm going to pull through the second two, and then I'm going to yarn over again, and I'm going to create that post. Okay, now we completed all 40 in our row, and this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like. It there, as you can observe, there is a lot more space between the post. The top portion of the stitch is a lot more pronounced, but I mean, there are ways this stitch can be used, like other stitches can be used, why other stitches can exist. So we have that one there, and I took the liberty of creating one that had a few bit more stitches in it so that you can see what it will eventually turn out into. Okay, so now that we have done that and we've gotten it out the way, let's talk about our challenge. Our challenge. Our challenge was to make granny squares. So if I'm using this technique and I'm trying to make a granny square, here let me move some stuff out the way. So if I'm using this technique and I'm trying to make a granny square, let me show you what you'll end up with. And I will tell you the ways I have adjusted this over time. And that is because sometimes you come across something, you have to do a little bit of trial and error. So the difference between what I have did in what I am doing in this post and the last post is, in order to make this granny square is made. I'm not closing the top portions, the top vertical post. I'm not closing the top vertical post until I have three on it, and then when I have the three, I'm going to TOG, and I'll explain that a little bit later on in another video. So, like our granny squares, one thing you have to have a realization about, and that is your trebles close a lot taller than your half trebles. Your half trebles, by half trebles I mean double crochets, and so therefore you need more stitches. You need more stitches. I can't extend by three. I have to extend by six on every row, or else it will start to cone. It won't stay flat, because that's what crochet does. The stuff you have to use techniques that are particular to the stitches that you are using.
Okay, that's it for today. I hope that this video was helpful to people who are beginners or people who are not beginners that need a little bit of instruction. This is by no means the end of the series. This series will continue on and on and on and on. Um, Check me out on Facebook at Crochet by Glennis. Also, you can visit my store on Crochet by Glennis at myshopify.com. And later on in the future, I will grab yarns and I will grab different products from my store to demonstrate for each of you guys to kind of build that confidence to help answer those questions. If you have any questions, if you would like to see anything more immediate than what I am presenting them, please leave your comments below and don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a good one.
That's it for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel and to visit my Facebook and my store. This has been Glennis at Crochet by Glennis, and I wish you all well on your projects. Until next time, goodbye.